Namaskaram. I'm Dr. Surej. Today we are diving into the Ayurvedic management of sinusitis, a common condition that usually affects the people, millions across the globe. Sinusitis can be quite bothersome, and along with the symptoms such as nasal congestion, headaches, and also facial pain. Luckily, Ayurveda has treatments which are quite natural and can help you get relief from the sinusitis without causing much troubles. Let us understand what sinusitis is. Sinusitis, the word, is composed of two terms, sinus and itis, which means that is the inflammation of sinuses. Now, what are sinuses? Sinuses are air cavities in the face that are usually helping a person for lubrication, for air passages, and also it helps in resonating the sounds, which is why a person, when affected with sinusitis, can have difficulties or such as changing of sound, etc., when they are affected with the condition of sinusitis. Now, when these air passages gets inflamed and filled with mucus, then this condition is called as sinusitis. So, the sinusitis can be triggered with various factors such as bacterial or viral infection, environmental factors such as smoke or allergens or any other industrial agents. And sometimes it can be caused even due to a weakened immune system. In some cases, the sinusitis may also be caused due to a nasal deviation or nasal septal deviation, which is usually an abnormality found. That is, the nasal bridge can be usually deviated in some cases. So these are the different reasons or conditions that can lead to a condition called as sinusitis. Moving further, let us discuss the different types of sinusitis. Sinusitis classification is based upon the chronicity of sinusitis, and it is classified as acute, subacute, chronic, and recurrent. Let's see what acute sinusitis means. Acute sinusitis typically lasts for less than 4 weeks and is often triggered by a common cold or any bacterial or viral infection. The patients might suffer from loss of smell, facial pain or pressure, and sometimes reduced. The intensity might be less, but the duration or it usually tends to cling on a bit more longer than the acute sinusitis. Then comes the chronic sinusitis. That is, if the sinusitis lasts more than 12 weeks, then it is called as chronic sinusitis. It is usually not caused alone because of a bacterial or a viral infection. It can be it may be caused due to a nasal polyp, a deviated nasal septum, or other conditions that affects the nasal drainage. And the symptoms basically includes the similar kind of symptoms that are usually seen in acute or subacute chronic sinusitis. Along with that, patients might have a diminished sense of smell and nasal discharge. Usually, fever might not be accompanied in such conditions. Then we come with recurrent sinusitis. Recurrent sinusitis are usually characterized by several episodes of sinusitis within a period of 1 year. And it is often caused due to acute or chronic infections. And they might be people who are suffering from recurrent sinusitis are more sensitive or reactive to nasal or sinus passages. And the symptoms are almost similar to that of acute sinusitis, but recur multiple times in an year. Having briefed about sinusitis, let us now look what Ayurveda views sinusitis as. Ayurveda understands sinusitis as pinasa or dushta pradishaya and is often caused due to the imbalance of kapha dosha and vata dosha in the body. The kapha dosha, due to its heaviness, can cause the buildup of mucus, and vata, due to its dryness, can cause the blocked sensation. So together, these both has to be taken care of while treating the sinusitis. Along with the imbalance of kapha and vata, ama, that is the systemic toxins present inside the body, also plays an indirect role in the formation of sinusitis, that is Pinasa or Dushta Pratishaya. Hence, it is very important that while addressing kapha and vata, it is important to address the ama along with it. Now, let us look into what the different treatment approaches are in Ayurveda. Contrary to the other systems of medications, Ayurveda always gives predominant importance to the causative factors of the disease, which is specifically said when it comes to the treatment aspects, that Nidana Parivarjanam Chikitsa, which means it is quite important to take care of the causative factors while coming into the or while treating a disease. So, when a patient approaches the doctor for a treatment, the doctor clearly analyzes the patient, tries to understand what the different lifestyle he or she is involved in, and starts the treatment right from correcting the lifestyle. For example, the doctor might ask the patient to start taking up foods which are quite warm, spicy, or which are kapha elevating, or that helps to reduce the kapha. And sometimes one might also ask to avoid the patients to reduce the intake or to completely avoid the intake of dairy products or cold products, because they usually tends to increase the production of mucus. Now, moving on to the different types of treatments that Ayurveda approaches. Nasyam and steam inhalations are the two main treatments that are given in case of sinusitis. Nasya is a powerful Ayurvedic technique and is one among the Panchakarmas that are usually administered in case where a person suffers from sinusitis. It involves the administration of oil, powders, or even clarified butter, that is ghee, medicated ghee, through the nostrils of a person that helps to release the congested mucus from the sinuses through the nasal cavity or through the oral cavity by asking the patient to spit out the phlegm coming out after the nasya is performed. Nasya can help to reduce the inflammation in the sinuses and it promotes overall healing. Nasya therapy can be particularly beneficial for sinusitis, especially if it is caused by kapha imbalances, as it helps to clear the excess mucus and also reduce the congestion in the sinuses. In some cases, where it is also affected due to vata, based upon the medications used, especially the oils that are used, different types of oils are used, then it is more beneficial. There are different types of nasyas, and the specific formulations that can be used for nasya are decided by the consultant physician after a proper analyzation of the patient according to his prakriti and the vikriti in the body. Which is why it is very important that one should consult a doctor before he or she is taking any treatment. It is quite common that once after the patient gets a knowledge about nasya, they simply think that they can just pour a few drops of oil into the nostril and it is done. But let me just tell you that an improper administration of nasya can worsen the situation rather than giving a pacification for the treatment. Apart from nasya, nasal inhalation is also quite important, and it is usually clubbed with nasya. So the patients are usually subjected to application of certain oils such as karpuradi or ingredients that are quite beneficial in loosening up the kapha before the procedure of nasya is performed, and then they are given steam inhalations, which again with essential oils of either eucalyptus or peppermint, and then thereafter the nasya is performed, which will help to eliminate out the blocked mucus from the sinus passages. In chronic conditions of sinuses where kapha is excessively accumulated in the body, The physicians might also include another panchakarma commonly known as vamana, or the emetic, controlled emetic therapy for a deep cleansing. So these are the usual techniques that are applied in Ayurveda to help fight sinuses. Apart from that, one might also advise to incorporate yoga and pranayama in their lifestyle practices. Pranayama can help clear the nasal passages and keep the nasal passages moist. And drinking of plenty water can keep one's body quite hydrated and also helps in thinning the mucus and promotes easier breathing. One doesn't need to actually struggle with sinusitis. If they are taking up a proper Ayurveda treatment and following the lifestyle changes incorporated or advised by the doctors, they can definitely have a hassle-free life. Try to include these tips in your life so that one suffering from the sinusitis can have a better quality of life. See you in the next video. Thank you.